Look around your home. What you see as comfort, an attacker sees as a collection of entry points. That smart doorbell? It's a camera with a server connection you don't control. That robotic vacuum? It's a mobile sensor platform mapping your private life. And at the heart of it all is your router, the most important yet most neglected device in your possession. This is not science fiction. This is the reality of the year 2026. The convenience of a connected life has come at a steep price, the complete erosion of the traditional security perimeter. We have willingly installed listening devices, cameras, and sensors in our most private spaces, trusting in corporate promises of security. But these promises are often hollow, written by marketing departments, not by security engineers. The battle for privacy is no longer fought on the open internet, but inside the very walls of your home. Let's be more specific. Your smart TV, for instance, is a prime target. Its manufacturers are in the business of selling screens, not securing software. Many TVs run outdated versions of Android, riddled with known vulnerabilities that will never be patched. An attacker can use these to not only watch and listen through your TV's camera and microphone, but also to use it as a pivot point to attack other devices. The same goes for your connected coffee maker, your smart lighting system, even your Wi-Fi-enabled picture frames. Each one is a tiny computer, often with minimal security, running 24/7, creating a persistent and undefended attack surface. In Lesson 1, we learned about the AI revolution in social engineering. We saw how hackers can clone your voice and steal your identity using just seconds of audio. Today, we move from the person to the infrastructure. We are going to secure the invisible network. Consider the smart thermostat on your wall. It learns your schedule, knows when you're home and when you're away. A hacker controlling it doesn't just change the temperature, they gain intelligence for a physical intrusion. Think about your smart refrigerator. It might seem harmless, but its operating system is likely years out of date. It's a silent, forgotten soldier in your home, ready to be turned against you. Every device with a microphone, from your smart speaker to your child's connected toy, is a potential surveillance device. The question is no longer if your home can be breached, but how many unlocked doors have you left open for intruders to walk through? Over the next 10 minutes, I will take you on a deep dive into the architecture of a hardened home network. We will dismantle the myths of ISP-provided security, explore the terrifying reality of IoT shadow networks, and I will give you a step-by-step blueprint to turn your Wi-Fi into a cryptographic fortress. This is Lesson 2, Invisible Network Defense. For 30 years, we relied on the Moat and Drawbridge model of security. You had a firewall and a Wi-Fi password. If someone was outside the network, they were untrusted. If they were inside, they were trusted. In 2026, this model is not just old, it's dangerous. The modern attack vector is called lateral movement. In the past, a hacker had to break into your computer directly. Today, they don't bother. They find the weakest link, perhaps a smart light bulb or an old connected printer. These devices rarely receive security updates. Once an attacker compromises that light bulb, they are inside. They aren't knocking on your front door anymore. They are already in the basement, moving through the digital vents. This reality has birthed the zero-trust architecture. In 2026, we no longer trust a device just because it has the Wi-Fi password. We treat every single device as if it is already compromised. This shift in mindset is the difference between a victim and a defender. To implement zero trust at home, we must first address the brain of the operation, the router. If you are using the router your internet service provider gave you for free, you are starting with a major handicap. These devices are built for the lowest common denominator. They often have hard-coded administrative passwords, unpatched firmware, and remote management features that allow the ISP, and potentially hackers, to peer into your traffic. The ISP router is designed for connectivity, not for combat. And in 2026, your network is in a constant state of combat. Let's talk about DNS hijacking. DNS is the phone book of the internet. When you type bank.com, your router asks a DNS server for the IP address. If a hacker compromises your router, they simply change the DNS settings. Now, when you try to visit your bank, your router quietly redirects you to a perfect AI-generated clone of the site. Your browser might show a green lock because the hacker generated a temporary certificate. You enter your credentials, and your account is drained. This happens before your antivirus even wakes up. To prevent this, you need a router that supports encrypted DNS, specifically DNS over HTTPS, DOH. This ensures that your phone book requests are encrypted. No one, not your ISP and not a hacker, can see or manipulate where you are going. Furthermore, we must talk about encryption standards. If you are still using WPA2, you are vulnerable. In 2026, WPA3 is the mandatory minimum. It uses a robust handshake that prevents attackers from capturing your Wi-Fi data and cracking it offline. If your router doesn't support WPA3, it is a liability. Lastly, we must address UPnP, Universal Plug and Play. This feature allows devices to open holes in your firewall automatically. In 2026, it is a pre-installed backdoor. Malware uses UPnP to turn your home network into a node for a global botnet. Log into your router today and disable UPnP immediately. If a device needs a port, you open it manually with full awareness of the risk. The Internet of Things, or IoT, is the Achilles heel of modern security. By 2026, the average household has over 20 connected devices. Most were built by companies that specialize in hardware, not software security. They have hard-coded credentials that cannot be changed. This brings us to the most powerful tool in your defense: network segmentation. Imagine your network as a high-security lab. You don't put the deadly viruses in the same room as the cafeteria. On your router, you must create a VLAN or a guest network. Your guest network is your IoT quarantine zone. Every single device that does not need to access your personal files should be moved here: your TV, your smart lights, and your connected fridge. But here's the critical part. You must enable AP isolation. This prevents devices on the guest network from talking to each other. Even if a hacker takes over your smart bulb, they are trapped in a digital cage. They can't see your smart camera or your laptop. In 2026, the cost of convenience is constant vigilance. By segmenting your network, you are applying the principle of least privilege. You are giving your devices only the access they absolutely need to function, and nothing more. A VPN is a privacy tool, not a security panacea. It hides your IP address from websites and hides your browsing habits from your ISP. In an era where ISPs sell your clickstream data, a VPN is essential. However, the real pro move in 2026 is the Router-Level VPN. Instead of an app on every phone, you install the VPN directly onto a high-performance router using the WireGuard protocol. WireGuard is the gold standard. It is fast and easy to audit for bugs. When your VPN is at the router level, every single packet of data leaving your house is encrypted before it even hits the street. Your smart TV now only sees a tunnel to a secure server. But a word of caution: the free VPN is a trap. In 2026, free providers are often caught selling user data. If you aren't paying for the product, you are the product, and there is a lot of truth in this popular saying. You want a provider with a no-logs policy verified by a third-party audit. In the description, I've listed the only providers who have survived these audits in 2026. Choosing a VPN is about choosing who you trust: your ISP or a verified encrypted vault. Hardware is your armor, but habits are the hand that holds the shield. The first habit is firmware hygiene. Your router is a computer. If it hasn't been updated in 6 months, it is a liability. Hackers spend their days finding zero-day exploits in old firmware. The second habit is administrative lockdown. Most people change their Wi-Fi password but leave the admin login as admin and password. Change it to a unique 20-character passphrase and disable remote management. You should only be able to change settings if you are physically inside your house. I know it's a lot, but don't worry, don't panic. Proceed step by step, see which of mentioned problems concern you. Act armored with a new knowledge. The third and last for today habit is physical security. If an intruder can reach the reset button on your router, your software defense is gone. Keep your gear in a secure location. Finally, the kill switch. In 2026, sophisticated malware survives reboots but not total power loss. Unplug your router once a week for 60 seconds. This clears the cache and disrupts ongoing intrusions. These 5 steps: firmware, admin lockdown, remote management, physical security, and the weekly reboot, form the backbone of your defense. Securing your network isn't about being paranoid. It's about being prepared. Remember the submarine philosophy. Build compartments. If your fridge is compromised, your laptop stays safe. You are now the Chief Information Security Officer of your own life. Your homework for Lesson 2. Log into your router and turn UPnP off. Create an IoT guest network with AP isolation. Check if your router is end of life for 2026. In Lesson 3, we tackle the most dangerous vulnerability, the human brain. We will explore AI-driven deepfake video calls and how to spot a fake reality. Hit the like button, subscribe, and check the description for recommended hardware. I am your guide. Stay skeptical, stay secure. I'll see you in Lesson 3.